tick, tick, boom. Who bringing the noise? Go baby, we bringing our toys. Separate men from the boys. Chopper be singing.
Team, here is your Sunday scan with Coach. I am very bullish about the week coming up. I think that the market is going to turn up and continue to go, but I don't think that we're out of the woods yet. So I think that we're looking at about a 4 to 6 week bull run potentially, and I'm going to show you why I think that. And then I'm also going to cover a few of the strategies I'm using since the market has been very volatile and it likes to move where it wants to move. And I'm going to show you some things that potentially can help you protect yourself. So what happened Friday? So Friday, the entire market started running up and it continued to go up. So here I have my 50-day exponential moving average. And anytime the stock is above this line, I trust that for an entry on a call. So this is how I've been playing it lately. I still look at my 5 and 9, but I'm looking at the 5 and 9 on the 1 hour level now. So let me explain to you what happened on Friday. So when the market opened up, I'm going to switch over to our 1 minute. The market opened up. We saw a nice run by most of the stocks, but at the beginning, like always, it's kind of tough when you want to get in. So the market actually fell for a little bit and then it started running up. So what helped me at 9:30 in the morning when we fell, what helped me is my 50-day moving average. So as soon as the stock went down, I waited and then I actually jumped into a straddle right in here. Okay, so the straddle started gaining money on the call side. But the only reason I jumped in was because I saw a nice support line down here, and I'll show you. Grab my horizontal line, and the stock market will do this daily. It'll find a place where there's support on the 1 minute, and then it'll start climbing. So it started climbing here. We had support, and so when I saw the stock start going side by side, but it didn't come back down, I'm waiting 3 candles on the 1 minute, okay? And it kept going up. Right up in here is where I sold my straddle. And at some point, I bought a call as well to help kind of fund that. And that's what I've been doing when the market opens up. So then you can see that the rest of the day, it just continuously is going up. So what you can do again, right, is start drawing your horizontal lines so you understand where the support is going to be for the stock. And if you know it bounced off of there and it kept going, then it's on a bull run. And potentially you can do it again on the next pullback on the 1 minute. And that can help you kind of build some confidence going into a trade. So now going forward, why is the market going bananas right now, going bull run, right? I think the market makers like the interest rate hike. They think that the market is actually getting better. They think that that's going to help inflation. So some people are pulling the trigger on their favorite stocks. So we've actually been going up. So let me walk you through the daily. So if you take your daily stocks or your favorite stocks, you can draw a nice little trend line from the highest point and then make sure you're touching here, which is your first resistance. Like for me, Tesla, I can draw it here and I see that we actually broke resistance here and now we're headed up, okay? The other part that I'm looking at as well, okay, that tells me we're gonna have a small bull run is there's no more resistance for Tesla. Maybe around here, 959, 955 area, it'll have some resistance. But you know what we do is we make sure that we have confirmation, which we do on the daily. Tesla crossed here, and it just kept going up and up and up. And so it's on a small bull run. But now I think it's going to go on a big bull run. I'm going to show you how. So take your favorite stock that you like playing and come over to, and I'm going to open this up, come over to your weekly charts, okay? And look at it on a weekly chart, and you can see that your MACDs are probably turning on the weekly. So potentially we can get a small run like here, okay, where this was, give me 1 second. This was maybe 4-week run here, right? I'm counting this little pink candle. 4-week run there for Tesla, or maybe we might end up with a nice, I don't know what that is, about 20 weeks, 15-week run, okay? So keep an eye on your favorite stock and go over and look at the MACD, and you'll see that we have confirmation. So we are turning. Okay, I'm gonna mark this so that you can see what I'm talking about, okay? So we have the MACD flipping, and then we have our first green histogram, okay? So if I go down and look at some of the favorite stocks folks are playing, we can look at NDQ, okay? NDQ flipping. We have Russell 2000, MACD, that just flipped. We have SPX, that's about to start, right? So it's kind of following slowly behind NDQ. You have SPY, who follows SPX. And then we have Apple, they already flipped. You have Amazon. Amazon is already on the second bar histogram, so it's climbing. So it looks like it's on its second week. Then you have Microsoft, just started its first week. Google is about to start its first green histogram next week. You have QQQ, NVIDIA, and just go down the list and you can see all of your favorite stocks. So I'm going to go back to Tesla. So let's say I look at Tesla, and I'm going to go back, about a year, 2 years, okay? And you can see that when it does flip, okay, it stays very consistent when it's green. It's only had, and this is what I said, it's only had one time where it stayed green and went back red. So I think we might get that again, where we get 4 weeks, like I said, and then I think the market might go down again. But now, remember what I always tell you, news will change any momentum we have. So depending on what news comes out, if we don't have any news, I think at some point you'll see Tesla making a run up on the weekly until it gets to, and I'll highlight the area once it gets to about this area here, okay? So at some point, Tesla is going to get some pretty major resistance right up in this area here. So you're looking at 1100, from 1100 to maybe, let's go 1200. So this whole area will be some resistance for Tesla. So be ready to take profits if that happens, or be ready to hold if you believe in the stock. But right now, with everything that's going on, I am not holding anything overnight unless I have enough time on it. When I say enough time, I'm talking about a couple months, maybe 3 months. But even then, I'm reconsidering that, because I can use that money to invest on a daily or weekly basis. So keep an eye out on that. So if you're playing, like example QQQ, you have the same thing. You'll have some resistance right up in here. So you're looking at 357 area, maybe 356, where you'll start seeing some resistance. But for now, QQQ is going to have wide open gap to fill in here. And you're talking about $40 that it might go up a little bit more. So keep an eye on that. That's coming for QQQ. Same thing with a lot of the other stocks. If you look on the weekly basis, you can see their actual resistance and their gaps. So SPY, I had SPY here. Previous charts, I had it. If you look at these lines, let me change my orange line to blue. And so you see it was in a descending wedge, and it broke the wedge here. So this is the weekly. And so I know at some point we're going to go up. So if I take my descending wedge and I go look at the top, and I want to know how much further can SPY actually go, and I look at where the breakout is at off that trend line, we're looking at about 445. So SPY closed up at 411. It's going to make a run to about 445. And if you don't like that method, you can just use the old school method here and say, hey, here's a gap that is got to fill, okay? And you'll see some resistance right around 447, 448. So either way, if you're looking at, if you believe in wedges or if you believe in gaps, you can see that there's a good chance that this is going to continue to go up. So keep an eye on that for this week. But again, when you're going in your trades, make sure you're using indicators. So had a lot of conversations this weekend with a lot of traders. This has probably been one of the most active weekends I've had. I've had a lot of questions, especially on Twitter. I'm getting a lot of DMs because of some of the charts I've posted, and folks are asking me, do I think it's going up? How much? Should I hold a call? Should I buy a call that's got a month of time? And my answer to them is no, no, no. You have to have a reason you get into the stock, okay? And so if you are losing money and you're using a strategy that you haven't used before, maybe that's the reason. So go back and look at what has worked for you in the past. And I'm going to give you an example here with Tesla. And I'm going to move Tesla over to the 15-minute chart. I'll turn on my Heikin-Ashi Smooth, and you can see that we've got some buy and sell signals, okay? So what I'm telling traders is here, that tells me to get in. That's my strategy, okay? I'll get in, and then at some point I'll get out. During the day, I can't see that it's going all the way up here, but I can see that red candle, which I would get out there, and I'll take small profits. But if you don't have a signal or a reason you're getting in or getting out, you're going to have a problem. If you've lost money and you're trying to make it up on one trade, it's going to be a problem. So take small profits, have some patience, take a deep breath, and have confidence in whatever your strategy is. So you need to understand, am I using technical analysis? Am I going to go off of my EMA? Am I going to go off a moving average? Am I going to go off of the signal when it happens? Okay. Am I going to go off the MACD when the MACD flips? Or am I going to go off the RSI? So for example, here, the RSI crossed the 50-day moving average that I have here, and it went up. What is the reason you're getting in? And that was the conversation in a couple of chat groups I was invited to. And my philosophy here is, when are you getting out? You got in here, when are you getting out? So it's the same discipline. You have to figure out when you're getting out. You can't just let a stock go and expect to make up losses. So if you're down $100, if you're down $200, some point you got to cut the loss. When are you going to do that? So I know some people that cut the losses at 1,000 and they regret it. They say, I should have cut it at 100. Yes, because you would have had an extra 900 to reinvest. So make sure you're cutting your losses early. Now, the other thing is, how good am I with these indicators? How good am I at getting in and getting out? Okay, so my recommendation, and if you're not doing this, then you're going to enjoy more losses. My recommendation is you do 100 paper trades this week. If you want to enter into Tesla, that's fine. But do 100 trades and base it off of what you think is working for you. So for example, if you say, I'm going to jump in on every time Tesla crosses the 50 EMA, and then I'm going to sell it when I'm up 5%. Okay? Do that 100 times if that's what you believe in. If you have a different philosophy, practice it 100 times. Why 100 times? Because you have to get good at it. Okay? You have to get good at entries and exits. A lot of people I talked to this weekend are getting burnt on entries and exits because they wait too long and they think the stock is going up, the stock is going down. I've always said take 5%, 5%, okay? Because if you're not taking 5% and if you're not using a strategy, then you're going to end up with the same thing you've been doing, okay? And that's going to be a big sad face, and you're going to be upset, and you're not going to understand what happened because you're continuously doing different things, okay? Market is bearish. Well, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to wait till that. That's fine. Whatever your strategy is, practice it 100 times. If you're not doing it 100 times, then you're going to keep getting the same results. Do it 100 times. That means I do 20 paper trades a day. And when you're done, go replay your stock, okay? I had one student that I work with this weekend, and we replayed the stock. And I'll show you. You need to understand how to replay your stock. So you come here and you say, okay, I'm going to start my stock at the beginning of the day, okay? And let's say the day is here, 9:30, okay? And I start it, and I'm getting rid of some of these indicators just to make it easier on everybody, okay? So we know now the stock market has started, and we're looking at up here, okay? And so you see, and I'm going to slow this down a bit, and you see you got all this here, and this will actually help you with your emotional intelligence. So if you're replaying your stock, you're going to say, oh, what do I do here? This tells me what? Nothing, unless you're using technical analysis. What does this candle mean? What does that candle mean? What do these candles mean? What is an engulfing candle? What is a reversal hammer? What is a doji? What does all that mean? So you need to do your homework. And I'm always preaching, do homework, do homework, do homework. And I want to see everybody win big this week. It's not going to happen if you're not practicing. Practicing, what does that candle mean? What does that one mean? What does it mean when I get 5 of them in a row? Okay. And what is my strategy? If the stock is going up and I don't get it under the 50, do I stay in it? What do I do? Whatever you choose, if you say like me, I'm staying out, I'm not chasing, then don't chase. Don't get desperate because you haven't made money for the day. Practice your strategy on paper trading. So 100 paper trades for the week is what I'm recommending, 20 a day. If you're in the bull ring, I would love to hear how many you did on paper trade, because if you're not practicing and you're only doing live trades and you're not hitting 6 out of 10 wins, then potentially you're going to continue that trend, okay? And you see here, this is a great replay, okay? Now we had the candles come down. Do I get into a put, okay? What does it mean when I get these candles right after the long red one, right? So this is the kind of stuff that helps when you're replaying the stock you invested in. But again, I would love to see how many of you are actually paper trading and tell me, hey, I did 20 today. I won 10 out of 10, or I won 19 out of 20. Watch the difference it's going to make in your confidence, your emotional intelligence, and your triggers. When do I get in? When do I get out? The more you practice, the better you'll get. Because right now, the average trader is making 2 to 3 trades a day. And if you're losing 3 times a day, then that means you're going to lose 15 times a week. So ask yourself, when do I get better? When will this stop? Okay, it's going to stop when you come in with better education, better strategy, and more practice. And how does that happen? You have to make this a lifestyle. So if you have full-time job or you're a full-time student, do this before you get up and go to school, before you go to work. Get up earlier, stay up later, watch videos on the weekend, go to Google and look at candles and study the charts. What is this? What do these two candles mean when they're together? What happens? And when you read on the candles, one of the things I did in the past is, and I'm going to stop this video, I'll show you up here. So when I get this long green one and then I get this red one next to it, what does that mean when that happens, right? And then we can come, let me move my thing over. So you can come over here and you can say, okay, I've got a red one here, but then I got a really big green one. What does that mean? Okay, is that an engulfing green candle? What does that mean? So if I learn what these two candles mean on Google, I'm going to come over to my chart and try to find two of those. Come back and study your chart and your candles and see, okay, there they go. That was what I missed. And little by little, you're going to start seeing more profits. You'll see more profits when your education grows, okay? The guidance is going to be there. I'm always going to help. Reach out to me if you need help in the chat group. Reach out to me privately in the DM. But I think the next 4 to 6 weeks are going to be extraordinary and very powerful. And I think that if you start studying up now, you're going to have a great time in the next 4 or 6 weeks. And if you had any losses, potentially you're going to get some of that back. So make sure you drop a note and let me know daily how many trades you guys are doing. And if you need help, feel free to reach out. I'm here. You guys have me on Telegram. You guys have me on Twitter. You guys have me on YouTube. All right. Hope this helps. And hope you enjoyed the scan. If you did, hit the like button at the bottom and hit subscribe. Thanks very much.